Hi friends, welcome back to Homegrown and Homemade, the show. 2 weeks ago, we planted our garden together, and now what? You think I'm gonna leave you hanging? I've got you. In today's episode, I'm going to walk with you through the garden and show you what you can expect in your 2-week-old garden and the 3 things that are absolutely crucial for a thriving, healthy garden. Before we take a walk through the garden, let's discuss the first thing on my list for a healthy garden, and that is sunlight. Your plants crave sun. They get nutrients from the sun. They thrive off of the sunlight. And so you're gonna wanna monitor your garden space and make sure that your garden is getting at least 6 to 8 hours of sun a day. So we have positioned our garden beds where the east sun is rising. It gets all of the morning sun all the way till about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Then it starts setting. Ideally, that's the perfect world for your plants because it's getting all of the sunlight, but then in the heat of the day, especially in Texas, during that really hot part of the day, our garden is getting some relief with some shade. So play around with it. If you plant it, we have planted before and realized that the trees were blocking too much of the sun. You could trim some of your trees. You can relocate your garden. It's not a permanent setup if you get your spot picked out and then think, maybe I need some more sun. So sunlight is the very first thing that you're gonna want to make sure that your garden has in the early days and throughout the entire growing process. You guessed it, next on our list is water. You want to keep your soil moist. I hate that word, but it's the only way that I can describe how you want your soil. The seedlings need, a little pretty bird, they need moisture to germinate. And so you want to keep your soil damp, not overly soggy and not dry, especially during those first few weeks of germination. And then as it grows, want to water the dirt, the base of the plants. You don't necessarily need to get a bunch of water on all of the leaves because that will typically evaporate. So the most effective way to water your plants is at the base. And hand watering is great. You can run some drip lines. You could set it up on a timer with a sprinkler. There's just options for watering. I suggest doing the one that works best for you. I like hand watering because I enjoy spending time out in the garden, but if you are pressed for time and don't want to have to go out there and hand water every single day, then a timer situation would be best for you. And last on my list, friends, is patience. I know you want to see the fruits of your labor. You want to see that harvest right away, but truly the best part of gardening is waiting to see that little seedling become something that you can eat. And not all seeds are going to sprout at the same time. Some of them may not even sprout. So having some patience, watching for them. I generally suggest waiting at least 2 full weeks of seeing if they're going to sprout, and then if not, then you can consider replanting your seed, trying it when the soil is warmer, when the weather is a bit cooperative, because sometimes it's just too early. We get anxious and they need time to grow. So I generally recommend 2 weeks to see some sort of activity from your seeds. So patience will pay off. You will have a thriving garden in no time. Let's take a walk now through the garden. So let's check into the garden with a 2-week update. This bed has a lot of little mystery surprise plants. I had tomatoes here previously and they are sprouting up. And so I've been transplanting them and gifting them to neighbors. So nothing really happening in that bed. In this bed, we've had a few of our lettuces pop up, and the arugula, surprisingly, has not sprouted. We have some little basil seeds that are sprouting. Our basil plant that we transplanted is doing well. Nothing on lavender or rosemary yet. And then we do have some dill And then as you see a weed pop up, you can just pull it straight from the root and throw it out. We just got a big rain, so everything is pretty wet right now. We've got our peppers looking good. They've got some flowers on them. Flowers mean fruit, so you will see peppers sprout where the flowers come out. We did have our cucumbers pop up here. They're looking pretty, but this is what's crazy. If you remember, we planted cucumbers on this side as well. None of them popped up on this side. They all popped up on that side. So I'm gonna give it a little bit more time to see, but we may need to add cucumber seeds to that. Our tomatoes are looking nice and big. I do see some signs of carrots down here. And then radishes, somehow they're all in this corner. I'm not sure how that happened. We planted them in a row here, but as they get bigger, you will want to, let me show you, you will want to thin your plants. So do you see how all of these are right on top of each other? They won't have any space to grow since they're a bulb underneath the dirt. So you're gonna wanna thin out the excess and leave space for them to grow on their own. And I know it kills me to pull a perfectly good little seedling out, but in order to get proper size fruit, you have to thin out your root vegetables. Tomatoes are looking nice and healthy. If you remember, these were little plants and they are getting big already. Along with this side, I have not put the cages on these yet, but they are looking really pretty. Having some trouble with my squash bed, and I'm sharing this with you because I want you to know that it does not always go as planned. Somehow our seeds got unearthed and they're not sprouting. So if this happens to you, you may just need to replant and try again. This side, we have our green beans popping up right here. We've got little ones here, and again, this side has green beans. This side has not sprouted yet, so go figure. That is why I always say you need patience. I have some, these are gladiolas that I planted last year, and I didn't even know they would come back, so that's exciting. These, I think I'm about to pull them because caterpillars are getting them. They gross me out. But I also planted, after the fact, some artichoke. Oh, look, it looks like they're popping up here. So these are artichokes here. I'll probably pull the Brussels sprouts and plant something else. Probably give more space for the squash. Then I'm not even sure what this is, but I feel like it's like in a perfect little row. I don't remember planting anything in this row though. So it may just be a weed that's very symmetrical, but to be determined on that one. That's it, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment below if you have any questions. Be sure to check out my past videos where I'm sharing all of the best garden tips, and then be sure to like and subscribe and follow, because I will start sharing the best part of gardening, getting to cook what you grow. Thanks again and have a great day.